Hari, this is something which definitely occupies front and center of all conversations when comes to wellness. And I
Yeah.
think the simplest way to think about where is the source of this anxiety is to think about it this way. Any self-respecting adult, if they
Okay.
need to have control over two aspects of their life, it is
Mm,
health and wealth.
mm.
And unfortunately, this is not taught in schools.
Okay.
Right? And so when we become an adult and get into our working life, you're going to be asking your neighbor and your colleague and your friend for different ideas. And what suits them may not suit you, but that's the only source of information that you have. So it becomes a sort of a acquired skill eventually as you turn to be an adult, but it is
Mm,
supposed to be an essential skill that you should have learned way back.
mm,
But unfortunately, it is a case, I guess, across the world, not just in India, that this is not taught in schools as much as it should, the basics of nutrition as much as the basics of money management. So both of those things are challenges for people when they become adults and come into a
yeah.
workforce. The second aspect is a growing realization that things are more behavior based, and
Mm,
challenges are more behavior based and unique to individuals rather than taking a broad brush to the problem. You can't
mm,
spray and pray here. You'll have to really
mm,
look at specific issues that are there in different households.
mm,
And the challenges have only increased, Hari, as the world has moved from defined benefit programs to defined
mm,
contribution programs. So now the onus of saving money for the future is on the employee, not the
mm,
employer. So if you look at maybe 10 or 15 or 20 years ago, 80% of people would be covered under defined benefit programs.
mm,
Currently, it's probably under 12% world over.
mm,
That's what research seems to suggest. Second is inequality has been front and center in conversations across the world as a
mm,
problem. So
mm,
the gap in pay and the fact that organized unions, for instance, have completely disappeared. So you
mm,
have this huge, massive gap between the top ends of the firm and the lower ends of the firm, which creates a lot of anxiety and friction within a firm. The
mm,
gig economy has obviously been a feature of the new world. Technology has gone to the extent where you can just click and pay. So it has spoiled the discipline of the
okay.
younger workforce in terms of saving their money and allocating it to specific goals. You
Mm,
put all of this together and you realize the challenge has only got even more difficult
mm,
for both employers and employees in trying to deal with this subject.